Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your channel host GBHL James, and I'm bringing you my Monday hobby vlog. Now in my last hobby vlog, we put it out there, didn't we? We left it to you guys, the subscribers. What project would you like to see me work on next? And I have to say the response was huge. It was a very well watched hobby vlog, which, you know, I suppose is a bit surprising because there's no hobbying in it, but really good to see you guys really getting behind and sort of putting your say on what my next projects will be. So the ones that were out there was of course the Fellowship, finishing off some of my Fellowship models. I have a Boromir of Gondor that needs finishing. I need to paint a Gandalf the Grey on foot pretty urgently, and I'd like to give my Breaking of the Fellowship Aragorn a good paint, even though I do have Isildur's Heir kind of free hunter's pose, and also my mounted Legolas. So that was one of the options that I wanted to go for. Another one was the Isengard. So you all saw me in the hobby blogs paint up mega quickly a kind of battlefield standard Isengard, which, you know, it looks okay, but it very much, there's no highlighting, there's no detail being picked out. It's a relatively rushed job. So really trying to sort of make them ping and start getting highlights on them. That was another choice. We also had the Rivendell Knights. Now I only have 6 of them, so that would have been quite a quick, easy one. We also put out there the Saga miniatures up for vote to see if any of you guys would like to see me get those painted. Because I do have Harold Godwinson and his 2 brothers. And probably about 16 miniatures to paint, so that wouldn't take a huge amount of time. And some of them aren't far off being done. And we also had the repaint of my Rohan. One thing that I really wanted to make a project this year while I'm not going to tournaments is, with my hobby time that isn't devoted to the channel, was to try and get those painted up to a really nice standard and repaint some of the things. Okay, so let's start off with last place. I've got it all written down here on a little notepad. If you've been bothered to tally it up yourself, then well done you, but this is for everybody else who didn't do that. So in last place with the least amount of votes, it was Saga. Saga got 4 votes, so a few of you want to see that happen, but people have more pressing concerns. Okay, so in second to last place, so in 4th place, it was the Fellowship. The Fellowship had 6 votes, so 6 of you thought that finishing off the Fellowship would be a good idea, but there were many of you who had other plans. In 3rd place, with 1 more vote than the Fellowship, it was the Rivendell Knights. I thought they might be a little bit more popular, I have to say. I thought that they might be a bit more popular because it wouldn't take me that long to get those guys finished. They're not at a terrible stage, really. Okay, and then in 2nd place, and had a large amount of votes, and a lot of people who said the winning one said that maybe to do this one next, but it was the Isengard. So that means the winner that you guys picked was the Rohan. That's right, the Rohan, the repaint of the Rohan. So my mum has kindly bought me this this actual kind of big table lamp light, which is going to make painting a bit easier. And I've got a bit of daylight behind me as well. And I'm going to start things off with my Sons of Ale. Okay, so these guys were my latest Sons of Ale. It's probably going to look like a bit of a silhouette actually there. But these guys are my latest Sons of Ale that I painted up to a reasonable standard, got their cloaks up and going, but they're not finished by any means. So I think I'm going to work on them today, getting their faces done, making sure their hair and their heads are done, start getting the browns on there ready because there's no browns been applied, and maybe finish off their horses and then polish off their bases. And that would be a good start. But I've also got here a lot of my old Sons of Ale that have got the white cloaks. So if we go like that, the ones with the white cloaks, and that also includes the Sons of Ale on foot, or the Rohan captains on foot. Now, one thing that I was a little bit worried about with going back to a green colour scheme with the Sons of Ale was, of course, one of the good things about that was that you could just paint a foot model with a white cloak, so effectively be the dismount. However, I have to say, one way that I'm going to have to get around this is I will have to try and get some spare Son of Ale shields. And maybe sort of put them across the back of the arm there. I think that would make them more Son of Ale-like, and of course make the cloaks match the little bit of detail that I put at the bottom of the Son of Ale cloak. And I've also got here in line, finally, my actual Knight of the Pelennor model. I'm going to brave it. I think I'm going to treat myself to painting him maybe at the same time as I'm doing the cloaks, because painting cloaks is quite satisfying. So at the same time as painting the cloaks for the old Sons of Ale, the white cloaks. And when I'm doing those cloaks, because again cloaks is quite a satisfying thing to do, I have the banner on foot cloak which I would like to finish. I also would love to go over Erkenbrand's cloak and redo that as a start for bringing his paint job up to scratch and really making him good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off now, and I'm going to come back when I made a little bit of progress with the Rohan, maybe show you when I've done that. So wish me luck, guys, and happy hobbying. So strategy battle gamers, let's show you where we are up to. So so my first point is that it's actually quite hard coming back and carrying on with models that are reasonably incomplete. They're not fully done, but you have used them at tournaments because they're done enough. And it's quite tough coming back into it and looking, right, okay, what needs to be done. So one thing that I have done first of all was just to make sure that I've gone over and made sure that the hair is actually sort of blocked off, ready for inking before the highlighting, just like so. And while I've been doing that, I've also taken the opportunity, as I've been blocking off hair, to paint the hair on the guys on foot. As you can see, made a start on these, but well off being done. Obviously made a couple of errors on the faces here. I think this is when I realised I needed a new fine detail brush. Eyes are a bit goggly there. So yeah, that's where we're up to. I'm just going to paint the back of him, and then once I've done that, I think that what I'm probably going to do is just go over and make sure the grey is okay, and then wash that, and then start looking at some of the highlights. I also think that the red, so I've done the red on most of these guys, but that hasn't been inked, so I could probably highlight up that red and get that done pretty quickly and easily. So that's where we're up to so far. I'll be back when I've made some more progress. Wow, so one thing that we do seem to lose, we're not painting for a long time, is speed. So I have not made a lot of progress. Now part of this has to be down to the fact that Jamie very, very kindly has given me or put me in a position where I could finally watch Vikings, and I put that on, which was good, and kept getting a bit distracted by it rather than just using it for background, which is a little bit naughty really, which means that really all I've managed to do is I have inked all of the grey horses and shaded them. I've done the ink for the red on just these guys so far, so I need to do that for these ones. So I haven't made too much progress at all, and then I fell asleep. It is my day off and I'm pretty shattered at the moment. Now it is getting a little bit later on Monday, so I'm probably going to cut this here, and you can rejoin me next week when hopefully I'll have applied the browns, I will have highlighted the horses, and the red part of the cloth that you can see there, and I'll have also started highlighting the hair and finishing off the faces. That's kind of where I want to be. So yeah, I hope that you will join me next week, and I hope you enjoyed this little hobby vlog. Make sure as always that you comment, like, share and subscribe, that you support your Hobbit hobby, and you follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. And guys, as always, happy strategy battle gaming.